Good morning. I am driving, right? And it is actually Monday. It's the start of a new week, work week specifically. I want to quickly answer a question that I was asked. And that question is, if I have no resources whatsoever, right? How is it that I can make anything happen? Like, if I have no car, if I have no job, and I'm trying, and I'm using public transportations, or I have children, or whatever it may be, and I have absolutely no resources. Well, first I want to say this to answer that question is I have completely been there. I have been a single mother. I have been there with absolutely zero resources before. But as I matured, and because of not just ambition, but because my desperation wouldn't allow me to sit and resort to absolutely zero, because I had I'm sorry, make sure this person, I had at the time I had 6 little eyeballs looking at me, and I had 2 more eyeballs on the way. So I couldn't allow myself to say I can't. It's just something I just never believed in. There was that time, actually that season, I had zero. I had tried to work. I was taking the city bus. I had tried everything that I could to make sure that I had good income coming in or whatever. But guess what, y'all? One of my secrets, when I had absolutely no help from other people, or just not enough, or whatever the time, because there will be a time where people are just busy, right? And they can't really help you the way that you feel like you need to be helped, right? One thing you can always do when you have absolutely nothing, you have no car, you have no job, you have no money for transportation, or you have a little baby in a car seat, and one in a stroller, or whatever it may be, you just don't have the resources that you think you have. You can actually take that season, that tough time, and you can actually label it as a planning season. Do you know that a piece of paper, when you take that piece of paper and you plan it, you can actually find that in the Bible. You write your vision and you make it plain on table so that he will run with it who sees it, or whatever. I may be messing it up, so I'm gonna find it, and then I'm gonna post the actual scripture. So anyway, is it hub? I don't want to mess up the word, y'all. I know exactly where it is, but I don't want to mess up the chapter. But anyway, or the book. So now you can actually write that vision down. Do you know that it's actually it's a physical tool? It's not just a spiritual principle. It's actually a physical tool. You take that tool, and when you write that down and you're looking at it every day and you're using that season to plan, you write it down as if you have the resources that you have for it. You write it down and you say, okay, this is what I'm working on. This is what I would like to work on. You start with the biggest part of the vision that you see, right? You take that vision, you write it down. So say, for instance, your vision is, okay, I always wanted to build a group home for women to live in, or whatever it may be, right? In your mind, you're like, it doesn't make sense right now because I don't even have a car. I barely have a home for myself because I'm looking for a job to figure out how to pay the bills, right? That may be a person's situation. This is just an example, right? You're like, this is the vision. You pretend that that's not the issue right now, right? Even though you know that's the issue at the moment. You write that vision down, starting from biggest to smallest, right? In order. So you write that vision first. You say, okay, this is what it looks like. Draw it out. Whatever you see, you put that on a piece of paper in some form, whether it's detailed in a vision, a building that you may see, or some blueprint. And then the next step would be the next smaller vision leading up to that vision. Does that make sense? So then you may say, okay, so now I want to put into words and categories some of the different material that I see being done or taught or implemented or poured into the people within that particular organization. So you write that down. So then you go down another step and then you say, okay, well, the next smaller thing leading up to that particular vision would be, okay, these are the type of people that I'm going to reach, that I know that I see being reached at a certain point once the Lord develops me to that point. And then you say these people, you write that down. So then you bump down to, okay, now what are the resources that I know that I'm going to have and what's going to be provided unto me in order to be able to begin establishing that? What do I have now? So I have this particular certification, or this particular license, or I need this particular thing, or I have it already, right? So you write that down and you say, this is what I have, or this is what I'm going to need, right? So you write all that down. Then you're going to go down another step, and then you're going to say, okay, I have to have this much experience. Part of the experience is your testimony. What have you gone through or experienced already that you're going to have to offer to these people from you specifically? What is it that you and your team of people have experienced that you're going to be able to say, okay, this is what I'm going to be able to give them by experience? So you're going to write that down, and then you're going to go down another step and you're going to say, okay, this is where I am right now. That might be the tough part. Right now, I live in a home that looks like this. I don't have this. I need a vehicle. So you're going to take that vehicle and you're going to draw the vehicle, or you're going to write the name of the car. You're going to write the type of car. You're going to write whatever it is that you don't have currently, that because now we're where you are now. The vision, everything prior to this point is going to be what's going to, these are the things that are going to happen. But now that you're at the point in your vision where you're like, okay, this is where I am, you're bringing all these things into fruition by writing these things down and saying, okay, this is the point that I am right now. This is what I need. This is what I'm working on. This is what you're going to write that down, and then you're going to go take a walk around your entire house, and you're going to literally say, what am I good at? And what do I have here? Whoever you're staying with, your cousin, your sister's house, your mama's house, your grandma's house, the transitional home facility, what is it that they have there that you absolutely have a skill set in that you can use as a resource? You're going to take that next, you're going to write it in that area, because remember, this is where you are right now. And then you're going to write that down and say, okay, so let's just say you're good at hair braiding. That was my story. I was good at hair braiding, and I knew how to braid, right? And I was very skillful in it. You may know how to draw, but let's just say it's hair braiding, right? You're going to write down, okay, this is my skill set that I use right now currently to bring funds to myself. Because remember, you're in a position you don't necessarily have a job at the moment, right? You're going to use what you have. You're going to say, okay, I can braid. Although I don't have the funds to go out right now to get a booth, I don't have the funds to go out and do this or to do that. You're going to write down what you have and what you can offer Susie or Bill, whoever the owner is, to a facility. And you're going to say, okay, what can I offer them with my skill set alone, so that they can give me time to build myself up and to allow myself to bring in clientele this way. Or say you know how to bake brownies or cakes or whatever it may be. You're going to write down the closest organizations to you within walking distance, and you can say, okay, you're going to be always transparent. You're going to be transparent though. You're going to say, okay, well, this is my skill set. This is what I know how to do. I'm writing this down because now we're working on what you can do right now to get to, a certain point. And then you're going to say, okay, write out a plan, write what it is that you can offer them, because obviously you don't have cash to pay them for a booth. You don't have cash to pay a person to use their kitchen. So you're going to say, this is what I'm going to do. You're going to communicate with them, and you're going to say, I'm very good at doing this. And I know that if you can trust me to show up every day at this amount, at this time, or whatever times, however many times per week, and I'm going to bring my brownies or my cake or my braiding skills to that to the booth or whatever it may be, you're going to say, this is what I have to offer you. If you can help me for this amount of months or weeks, and then you get this from it and I get this from it. Does that make sense? So now you've established a community who's aware of what you're trying to accomplish and what you're going to do, and you're going to build relationships. So in order to build those relationships, you have to also make sure that your character, work on that. Make sure that you work on your presentation and you work on your communication, obviously. I'm telling you, when you incorporate prayer, most importantly, pray over the entire vision, the steps you've gotten. Pray and ask the Lord to guide you in every thought concerning it all. And I promise you that if you put yourself in a position, make it a routine to just have a conversation with the Lord, everything else will follow. Start having a conversation with the Lord concerning all these things. Make sure you spend time with the Lord, 10 minutes, 15 minutes a day, and just sit and just kind of just allow him to just speak to you. Sit in quiet. You may not even know how to meditate. That's fine. But the Lord knows where you are. He knows what you don't know, and he'll help you. When you do those things, I promise you, little by little, you'll begin to have these amazing ideas, and then sow your seed. Like, I make sure that I sow from the little bit that I did have. I gave a percentage of it. I just did. And I would ask the Lord who I can help. When I didn't know, I didn't have much money to pay booth rent in Indiana. I offered free hairstyles to younger kids, to parents who I knew didn't really have resources. You may not have a lot of time to give things away for free. Don't give money if you don't have money, but you can give something. So I gave my skill set, and I said, okay, I really don't have much to give. So, darn it, I think that car's taking my parking spot. So I gave hair braiding, and I blessed, and the Lord seen that I was giving to him by giving to the needy, or the people who in certain areas just needed a hand. And the Lord blessed me in it as well. My heart was in it. I was genuine in it, and I prayed about it, and the Lord gave me these ideas and these visions concerning it. And before you knew it, I kid you not, I was one of the best, most busiest braiders in the city of Fort Wayne, Indiana. I was one of the top braiders. I always had braider clients. I had people. I was extremely sought after. And I'm telling you, you can do it. Visit my website, you guys. Visit my website, www.JuanitaLacheyBender.com. I have a section where you can write me. You can email me. You can message me, and I will take a look at the message. I will pray with you and for you. If the Lord moves my heart to give you a call, I will most definitely give you a call. But if more than anything, I will pray concerning what it is that you may just need direction or insight in concerning your life. I promise you that there's always a way. You don't ever have to feel like you're stuck. Now, there are seasons between a rock and a hard place sometimes that you just have to kind of navigate in terms of faith, or in order to produce a higher level of faith. But that's not what we're talking about right now. Right now, we're just saying whatever you've gone through, whether you feel like it's your fault or whoever's fault, you're in a hard, tough season, and you're like, wait a minute, how do I navigate this if I don't even have a car and I have kids and I have this? I'm telling you, that piece of paper and that vision is going to be the start of giving you a way to get out of that position in that hole. Alrighty, well, I am actually about to go ahead and get busy and get started with my day. So again, www.JuanitaLacheyBender.com, and ask me whatever questions you feel like, and my book will soon release. I will put details, I will update and put details regarding that soon. And yeah, see you guys, whether tomorrow or whatever day. I'll see you guys later. Have a good, amazing day. Bye.